Welcome to the Skyforest Podcast, the story of a space freighter sent out on a routine mission. But that routine mission contained a few nasty surprises, or actually, several thousand of them. Our cast includes the voices of Lindsay Nelson, Robert Rice, Fabian Vasquez, Cecily Knobler, Nate Leiper, and Dave Piranelli. Written, directed, and edited by Dave Piranelli in Hollywood, California. If you enjoy the show, please leave us a 5-star review and ask your friends to come have a listen. Thanks for your support. In Episode 3, the team loses a member while trying to close the oxygen vents. But then this person appears to have an amazing resurrection. Sometimes dead is better. Vosco goes underground and gets overwhelmed. He and Rama board the abandoned Skyforest 1 to find more questions than answers. And they finally get some hints at who their true enemy is. Can they glimpse the forest and the trees? Or will they all vanish like the previous crews? All this and more in Episode 3 of the Skyforest Podcast. Coming up next, let's join them. Thanks for listening. On the Skyforest 3, Talladega sits in the captain's chair, monitoring a reduced staff. Williams fidgets at his station. Incoming from Captain Vosco. Put him through. Williams massages the panel, frowns. He wants you to take it alone in the mission room. Encrypt it. If you prefer, though, I can just, Talladega jumps up, heads for the side door off the bridge. In there. Yes, sir. Williams sends it through. He discreetly pops in an earbud as Talladega exits. Talladega enters the small functional mission room just off the main bridge. He sits at the captain's desk, 3 empty chairs in front of him. It's not an impressive room, but not many weighty decisions have ever been made on the Skyforest 3. It's just a star freighter, after all. Vosco's face appears in front of him, tense. Are you alone? Yes, Captain. It's bad. The entire crew is gone. No sign of where they went. And someone opened the oxygen vent valves, so the stored O2 is gone. Nothing left. Bickle's going up to close them now. Jesus. Not gonna die, we're just stuck here a while. At least 3 weeks. Who opened the valves? Probably the same asshole who set the security cameras to loop instead of record. Nobody there at all? What about the escape pods? Still here. I need you to get the farm teams up to speed. We may need them soon. What do I tell them? Just get them ready. I'll make an announcement when I'm back on board. Which will be... when Doc Alyssa says we're safe. Copy that. Anything to report from the ship? Not a thing. Just some curious and worried crew. He nods and closes the link. Taldadega's unsettled. The base's medical bay is well provisioned and in good shape. No blood or disorder. Bright lights in open spaces. 24 sick beds, all empty and neat and tidy. Dr. Alyssa checks the rat cages. One rat runs on its wheel, the other eats. Vosco enters with Pallas. Any good news?
The rats are still alive.
Anything else?
No pathogens detected. A variety of unidentified organic compounds, likely from farming activities.
What sort of organic compounds? Dr. Alyssa shrugs.
When they added water and oxygen to the surface here, some novel organisms appeared. Most were benign. Some have been catalogued. I'm going through their notes now.
Please go through them faster. We can't stay in these suits much longer.
It might be a form of fungus. We're about to nail down some pharmacology.
Are you sure that's what it is that caused this?
No.
Doctor, we really need answers. Please keep looking. Vosco bangs on the rat cages. They race around in fear. Vosco's comm unit glows. He taps it, and an image of Bickle appears.
Meet us in Ag Area L93.
What is it?
Easier if you come see yourself.
Vosco enters the base's farming area with Pallas in tow. Oxylith plants stretch dozens of meters in every direction. 100 meters above them, a glass dome keeps the noxious atmosphere out while allowing the constant sunlight in. It takes a moment for Vosco's visor to adjust to the overpowering sunlight. He sees Bickle and Riley near a water tower. He and Pallas join them. What do you need to report, Bickle?
On our way to the valves, this happened.
He points to a large, gaping hole in the ground.
I walked over just fine, then bang! It opened up. It was like it was just waiting for Sergeant Bickle.
A hole was waiting for Sergeant Bickle?
I do weigh just double of you, Missy.
Bickle shines a light down. They can't see the bottom. Vosco grabs a rock, walks to the edge to drop it. The ground beneath him cracks and opens up. He starts to fall in.
Captain, grab my hand!
Bickle grabs it just in time to keep him from falling into the growing sinkhole. A brief flash of fear is replaced by gratitude. Nice work, Bickle. Expect a commendation. Oh, and, thank you.
Protecting the captain is literally my job.
Then we watched a flock of butterflies fly up, do a couple figure eights, and fly back down there.
Captain Vosco isn't interested at first. Butterflies? I thought there were no native life forms here.
Probably some monarchs hitched a ride from Earth.
Riley shakes her head, not in agreement.
It was more like a flock of birds or fish. They were in formation. Never seen anything like it on Earth.
Perhaps not standard protocol for insects.
Vosco flashes a fake smile. Nobody's scared of butterflies. He examines the now larger hole, takes Bickle's flashlight and probes the darkness. I don't think all 400 missing crew fell in that hole or ran off chasing synchronized dancing butterflies.
Agreed, Captain, but there's no record of subterranean exploration here. This is a surprise.
But not surprising, since most of the records seem to be missing. There's a geologist on Sky 3 once we clear. Crash! Bickle sinks down, swallowed up by a new hole in the ground. Bosco frantically grabs his hand. He tries, but can't hold the security chief. Bickle's eyes dart around desperately. He wants to say something. Bickle, hold on to me.
I can't! Something's pulling on me! You can't trust Rama! He's...
But in an instant, he's gone. The rest of them stand in shock, then race back to the safety of the steel floor near the entrance. Vosco madly works his comm unit. Sergeant Bickle, do you copy? Sergeant Bickle, report. No response. Then it beeps, a call from Dr. Alyssa.
I just lost life signs from Sergeant Bickle.
He's fallen into a hole, a cave.
Should I bring medical gear?
Current status unknown. I'll be in touch. Both wide-eyed and in shock, Vosco and Riley make eye contact. Your mission remains the same. You and Pallas continue to the service elevator to close off those vents. We'll get some climbing gear and rescue your boss. Pallas and Riley are unsure. They look toward the distant yellow elevator tube. We must have that oxygen. Stay on constructed flooring. Oh, yeah. You can count on that. Riley and Pallas take a last look down the hole, then head for the elevator. Vosco looks around. Threats encroaching. Memories swirl. He gasps softly. The edge of the muddy hole pulsates a little. Some kind of worm squiggling about, but nobody notices. Vosco is snapped back to the terrible scene from his childhood. He watches his father's base pop like a balloon again.
Why is everybody crying?
But this time he understands why everyone is crying. The shattered glass and ice vapor slows down and float. Time has stopped. Then he snaps from this memory and is back in the present. He's still standing in the agricultural area. He watches the hole. Nothing moves. He keys his headset. Rama, grab climbing gear and meet us in Ag Area L93. Moments later, Rama and Vosco gather near the hole. They're linked with safety line. Do it. Rama tosses a small metal ball in the air. It hovers for a moment, then zooms down into the hole. He taps spots on a wrist controller. The expected images don't appear.
Something in the ground here must interfere with transmission. I've got nothing,
would explain losing touch with Bickle.
The drone will map and record, then return to us and report.
Hope so, but we can't wait. They stand with rope and climbing gear by the mysterious hole. The unsettled mood has grown.
Being here means I'm not monitoring the security cameras.
Nothing to monitor. We just lost Sergeant Bickle and we're going to rescue him. Now. Rama looks down into the dark hole. His flashlight beam vanishes into inky blackness. Can't see a thing.
It's only fair that I mention my limited caving experience.
We're in space. I don't expect caving experience. I'll go first. Vosco drops over the edge and down into the hole. Rama gets solid footing and feeds rope to lower him down. It's a large space. Light pierces from the two holes above. Vosco shines his light around. Not much to see, just some rocks and dirt. He continues dropping 30, 40, 50 meters. Just more rocks and more dirt. He finally reaches the bottom, 60 meters down. Not a survivable fall, even in this lower gravity. He examines the floor carefully. I've reached the bottom. There's no sign of him. Could he have walked away? Vosco searches the whole area with his flashlight. No tracks. Nope, not unless he can fly. Couple silver and white butterflies dance around Vosco's flashlight beam. Jeweled crystals glitter on their wings. He shoos them away. He jumps. Did he just hear something? What was that? Is someone there? His motions are quick, nervous. Something isn't right. Sergeant Bickle? A rock falls behind him. Vosco spins around too quickly. Sergeant Bickle, is that you?
Captain, are you okay?
They're interrupted by a comm request from Sergeant Bickle. Vosco smiles, thrilled to answer. He taps to accept, but no video appears, just audio. Sergeant, please report. We're attempting to rescue you.
Rescue? Don't be absurd, I'm fine.
Palpable relief. Vosco looks around again. That's great news. Are you here in the main cave or elsewhere?
What are you talking about? I'm at my station, on the bridge.
Vosco stops, considers this for a moment, taps another button to mute Bickle and call Talladega back on the ship. Talladega, has Sergeant Bickle returned to the Skyforest 3? What? He left standing orders. The ship is sealed. Nobody comes on board until you clear it. So he's not at his station. A video feed pops above Vosco's wrist. Talladega swivels a camera around the bridge, stopping at Bickle's station. It's empty. Is everything all right, Captain? Well, no, it isn't, XO. Stay vigilant. I'll be in touch. Vosco closes Taldega's channel. His hand hovers over the button to reconnect Bickle. Finally, he hits it. Sergeant Bickle, can you verify your location?
As previously reported, I'm at my post, attending to my duties. Bickle out.
Vosco looks around. More rocks fall in the darkness. Sergeant Bickle? The only response is a strange squelching sound. He pulls his gun out, gives a yank on the rope to signal Rama. You know what, Rama? Haul me up. Haul me up now. Rama looks around quickly, almost like he's searching for something to throw. Instead, he helps haul Vosco up out of the dark hole.
Do you need to rest, Captain? You were acting a little weird down there.
Something weird is going on down there. In fact, something weird is going on up here if you think I want your medical advice. Stay in your lane, Rama.
Oh, my apologies, Captain. I got a little rattled up here alone, and I thought I heard you talking to yourself down there. Probably just echoes.
We need to figure out what happened to Sergeant Bickle, and why he thinks he's on a spaceship that he clearly isn't on.
Maybe he hit his head.
Somehow wandered aboard the Skyforest 1. He could be on the bridge there now and just confused. Well, makes as much sense as anything. We need to clear and check it anyway. Let's go.
Should we wait for the drone to return, sir?
Vosco looks down the hole. Something tells me it isn't coming.
I don't understand.
Vosco walks briskly away, shaking his head again. I got a really bad feeling down there. Meanwhile, Pallas and Riley walk up uncertainly to the yellow elevator tube that heads to the roof. Pallas has a rifle at his shoulder.
What are you planning to shoot?
Bickle was there, and then he wasn't. He was just gone.
Yeah?
Riley stretches out to hit the elevator call button. Pallas blocks her with the rifle.
We haven't cleared the elevator yet.
Riley hits the call button.
Can't clear it until it gets here.
With a whooshing sound, the elevator descends in the large yellow tube on the wall.
We don't know what might be in that elevator. We need to be careful.
The door opens. Pallas points his gun around the interior, but there's nothing inside.
Bickle was a careful man. Didn't save him.
The captain might find him yet. If anyone can find him, it's Captain Vosco.
Riley leads the way into the elevator. Vosco and Rama make their way through empty halls to the deserted and mysterious Skyforest 1. They reach the main airlock. It's open. Lights are green. Vosco swipes his comm. The doors whip open. They walk in cautiously, guns drawn, but there's nothing to aim at. Most displays are dark, just a few lights on. They go straight in and check the security desk. An undisturbed layer of dust is on everything. He hasn't been here.
Nope, nobody has. For a while.
Vosco closes his eyes for a second. A memory passes by. This is going south. He makes his way to the captain's chair and sits down. Entering command codes now. With Rama desperately looking over his shoulder, Vosco enters the codes. The massive ship awakens. He blows dust off the panel in front of him as servos and motors all around them whir back to life. All logs have been erased. We'll get a tech down here. Might not be overridden yet. Don't count on it. Someone covered their tracks well. We have to find out what happened here before it happens to us. Rama checks some displays. Partially full O2 on board. What next? Back to medical. We'll talk to the doc. We need to certify that oxygen isn't contaminated before we use it. As Vosco stands, something falls to the floor with a clank. He picks it up. It's a ring. What did you find? It's Captain North's ring from the Academy. The captain dropped his ring? How clumsy. Vosco compares it to the one on his finger. Identical, but with a different stone. He bags it and puts it in his pocket, then shoves Rama up against the wall. Captain North was a good man, better than you. He earned that ring. Oh, I apologize, Captain. Just idle banter from your court jester. Anything you want to tell me, Mr. Rama? Bickle was warning me about you when he vanished. He seemed to think you have some secrets. Oh, I can't imagine why he thought that. I'm going to find out. Count on it. Thanks for listening to our tale of intrigue on the Skyforest Podcast. Next time, the team manages to solve one problem, the oxygen collection, but finds new ones on the way back down from the roof. But at least they finally meet their enemy. And an old friend who isn't really a friend anymore on episode 4 of the Skyforest Podcast. Thanks for listening.